for our next news special report.
Welcome to tonight's special report. We've got a story that is lighting up the political landscape like a wildfire. Imagine this: a key Hillary Clinton advisor, not exactly a friend of conservatives, steps forward with a bombshell warning for Democrats. It's all about the Colorado case, where the state's Supreme Court just made a move against former President Donald Trump that's raising eyebrows and blood pressures across the nation. But here is the twist. This isn't your typical partisan play. What this Clinton insider has to say could turn the tables in ways Democrats never saw coming. This is a story of power, intrigue, and the battle for the soul of our republic. So you'll want to stay with us for every detail, because by the end of this report and our final thought, you'll understand why this isn't just news. It's a seismic shift in our political landscape, so don't touch that dial. Now, folks, before we dive into our main story, let's take a moment. You know how we bring you the top-notch news every day? Well, it's like navigating a complex role-playing game where every detail matters. And that's why we're thrilled to have Tipsy, Tabby Publishing on board. They are the masters of enhancing your role-playing game experience, offering a range of innovative Pathfinder Dungeons & Dragons 5e PDFs with series like Winning Warrior and Mastering Magic. They're redefining gameplay. And for Dungeons & Dragons fans, their Next Level Toxicology and Lycan 5e are game changers. Visit them at drivethroughrpg.com or tipsytabbypublishing.com. The link is down in the description. And get ready for an epic adventure. Remember, your best gaming sessions are just a click away. Now, in a move that's caused a political earthquake, the Colorado Supreme Court has barred former President Donald Trump from appearing on the state's primary ballot. This decision, based on allegations of insurrection, has created a whirlwind of controversy, especially since Trump has never been formally charged or convicted of such things. Now, it's a story that's more than just a headline. It's a turning point in our nation's history. Now, the ruling isn't just a minor legal footnote. It's a bold statement by the court, one that directly challenges the very principles of due process and fairness that are supposed to underpin our legal system. The court, composed mostly of justices appointed by Democrat governors, has taken a step that some are calling a leap towards a kangaroo court. The notion that a court can disqualify a candidate without a formal conviction is not just alarming, it's a jarring deviation from our legal norms. But the plot thickens. Enter Mark Penn, a chief strategist and pollster for Hillary Clinton's failed 2008 presidential campaign. Not exactly a figure you'd expect to side with conservatives, yet Penn has come forward with a stark warning for Democrats. This ruling could backfire spectacularly. During his appearance on Fox News, Penn expressed concern that this move by the Colorado Supreme Court could boomerang on Democrats. This isn't just about Trump, it's about the fundamental right of voters to make their own choices. It's a sentiment that resonates deeply in the heart of every American who believes in the sanctity of the electoral process. Now, in this clip, you'll see Penn himself articulating these concerns. He warns that this isn't just a simple legal maneuver, it's a potential turning point that could galvanize public opinion against heavy-handed tactics perceived as an infringement on voter rights. Watch.
Mark Penn, as a Democrat strategist, when you look at this, do you worry that state-by-state discussions of this and the media going back and forth over it just continues to build Trump support in all of these places?
Yeah, no, I think overall, I think this can play out as a boomerang, because it's not as though Trump did something additional that we don't know that he's suddenly being charged with. He's being taken off the ballot. And, you know, voters in America, they like to make their own choices. They don't like to be told what to do and who they can vote for. And so I think this is a very precarious area here. I think both for the Democrats, because of the potential boomerang, and for the country. The Supreme Court has to act quickly, like it did in Bush v. Gore and these other situations, and not let this fester and go out of control.
And we're learning now, as we are reporting this story, that Maine has now joined Colorado in finding Trump ineligible for the primary ballot. That's according to the New York Times. That's just breaking. Now, going back to Penn's words, they do carry weight, coming from a seasoned political strategist who knows the ins and outs of election dynamics. Now, the Democrats' narrative for years has been that Trump is a threat to democracy. Yet, in an ironic twist, it's the very ruling by Democrat-appointed justices that seems to threaten the democratic process itself. They've concluded Trump's guilt without the due process of a trial. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of our republic and the ease with which justice and judicial decisions can veer into the realm of political maneuvering. Now, the ruling isn't just about Trump. It's a broader statement about the state of our justice system and the rule of law. Former acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker expressed his concerns on Fox, calling the decision outrageous and concerning. He raises an important question. Do we still have a rule of law, or is it now in the hands of the black-robed unelected folks who decide based on political leanings rather than legal principles. In this next clip, he lays out the implications of the ruling. It's not just a matter of one candidate being disqualified, it's about the precedent that it sets and the message it sends about the integrity of our legal system. Watch.
Matt, how problematic for the former president are these pending cases that are still out there and this new language today on this from California?
Yeah, well, obviously, this is going to be now a state-by-state battle. Ultimately, I think the U.S. Supreme Court is going to weigh in on this. But, you know, what happens is you're going to have other states consider this and potentially rule in the opposite and find the complete contrary to what is being said by the Colorado Supreme Court. And I think, you know, a lot of Americans are asking themselves about the rule of law right now. And do we have it? Or is it just these black-robed, unelected folks that can just decide without procedural due process, like you said, that President Trump has never been found guilty or even charged with insurrection, but somehow he's ineligible in Colorado because 4 judges out of 7 said he was. And I think that's very concerning. And as someone that, you know, stands for the rule of law and procedural due process, I think this is an outrageous result. And I think it's going to, you know, but again, it's going to be a lot of litigation between now and November.
Now, the ramifications of the decision are far-reaching. Republicans have already begun considering similar moves against President Joe Biden in red states. It's a clear indication of the polarization and the tit-for-tat nature of our current political climate. The Colorado ruling has potentially opened a Pandora's box of political retribution, where the ballot box becomes a battleground for legal and ideological wars. So what's at stake here is more than just the fate of one candidate. It's the integrity of our entire electoral system. The cornerstone of our republic is the belief in fair and free elections, where the will of the people is the ultimate decider. When courts step in to make these decisions, it raises the question, are we still a nation governed by the people, or are we slipping into the grasp of a judicial oligarchy? The question and the concern echoed by Penn, who highlights the potential for the situation to spiral out of control. He urges the Supreme Court to act quickly, as they did in cases like Bush v. Gore, to prevent further escalation and maintain the balance of our democratic system. The implications of inaction could be severe, leading to a loss of public faith in our institutions and a deepening divide in our nation. Now, in a dramatic twist, the unfolding saga in Colorado, the state's Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, has announced that former President Donald Trump is back on the presidential ballot. This development comes after an appeal filed by the Colorado Republican Party challenging the earlier decision to disqualify Trump based on allegations related to the January 6th Capitol event. Griswold's decision puts a temporary hold on the ruling, stating that Trump will remain on the ballot unless the Supreme Court upholds a lower court's ruling or decides not to take the case. The ballots, set to go to print on January 5th, now hang in the balance of the Supreme Court's forthcoming decision. The question of whether Trump engaged in insurrection as claimed by the court is now more contentious than ever. With Trump's re-inclusion on the ballot, despite not being formally charged with the crime, the controversy surrounding the court's decision deepens. The situation underscores the complexities and the high stakes involved in the legal interpretations of insurrection and its implications on the electoral process. Now, this isn't just a conservative issue. It's an American issue. The principle of innocent until proven guilty is a bedrock of our legal system, one that protects all citizens regardless of political affiliation. This latest development serves as a potent reminder of the importance of this principle. When it's compromised, it's not only an individual who suffers, it's our entire system of justice and the very integrity of our electoral process that are put at risk. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. Your support keeps our republic's voice strong. And now, my final thought. Tonight's report isn't just a story about political maneuvering. It's a wake-up call echoing through the halls of our republic. The significance of a Hillary Clinton advisor, a figure deeply rooted in Democrat politics, issuing a stark warning about his own party, about the Colorado case, can't be overstated. This isn't a conservative crying foul. It's a voice from within their own ranks, sounding the alarm on a tactic that could severely backfire. What does this mean? When someone from the inner circle of the Democrat establishment breaks ranks to caution against their own party's strategy, it signals a critical juncture, a moment where the pursuit of political victory is binding some to the potential damage to our democratic foundations. This warning is a reminder that the principles of our republic, fairness, due process, and the right of the people to choose their leaders, transcend party lines. It's a moment for reflection, not just for Democrats, but for all Americans, about the kind of future we want for our nation. Today we're reminded that the integrity of our republic must always come before partisan victories. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.